Hi, everyone. Um, my name is Vidya Lalguri Jaishankar. I am a new TISA member. I am so happy and excited to start a new podcast series featuring uh, interviews with uh, women who stammer. I would like to thank Dr. Sachin for, encouraging me to do with do the podcast series, and I would also like to thank Harish and Rohil for helping me with this process. As our first guest for the podcast series, I'm so happy and pleased to have our one of our active long-time member of TISA, Deepika Goyal, um, to have a brief introduction about her. She is a happily married mother of two. She has done a BTech in ECE from Kurukshetra College. Uh, I'm sorry, University, and she has also done ChemTech in, instrumentation from Punjab University, um, and she has worn many hats, and she's still wearing many hats. She has 6 years of experience as a software developer. She is also a certified yoga instructor and also a resilient student of music and a wonderful ho- homemaker. So I am so pleased and honored to have Deepika here. Hi, Deepika.
Hi,
How? Yeah.
uh, very warm welcome to Vidya ji and to all the people present present uh, uh, here. So to today in this meeting, we are going to stammer uh, freely. So I am not go, going to make any efforts to block my stammer. So, so and I, I will also use all the uh, tag, tag, tech techniques which I have learned in TISA. So, so I'm very grateful to Dr. No, no, to Vidya G for calling me for this um, cast. So I so the doctor no no Vidya ji Vidya ji as I know her, she is a uh, she has worked in four seats for some time as a as a software developer, and uh, uh, and then she uh, um, where went on to do the bachelor in fine arts, and then she has, as far as I know, by now, she has also learned music, and she has also uh, significant exposure in the uh, uh, the, uh, the, the theater. So I think that we have a lot to gain from her. So we'll uh, t- uh, try to see what is her perspective on the um, on the um, uh, on the use of art for for stem yeah. Dr. Vidya, uh, yeah.
Uh, Thank you for introducing me to everyone. It's a very nice way to have a conversation where we can, uh, ask questions and answer each other's questions and have a exchange, basically. So first, I would like to ask you that at what age you realize that you speak uh, differently from others? When when you realized it, what your uh, how did you understood it, and like how did you process it? Do you remember that first experience, and also how your teachers reacted, how and friends?
Um, well, actually, I don't remember clearly, but I think my parents say that I started to stammer when I was 3 years old or so, and it's a bit hereditary in my home. So one of my uncle stammers, and my dad, who is lawyer in the high 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 court. So he also stammers a bit. In fact, quite a lot. But he definitely. So I definitely, when I was in my KG, I do remember that I used to feel the difficulty in conversing with my PT teacher, because she was a bit rude. So one or two times I remember that I bunked her class, and it was a bit of a disturbing experience for me. But and when I think sub consci- consciously, I think by the time I was in my second class at the I might have realized that I I have some kind of this, but I could not explain or think that what is it. Means I could uh, uh, feel, but I didn't know what is it. Yeah.
So, when your parents came to know, were you sent to speech therapist or things like that? I think, yeah, same here.
Actually, yeah, I never went. And yeah, I think all of us, we have a regret that why we never went to a speech uh, therapist, or many of us. Um, so I was most of my schooling I went through stammer without much outside help. Yeah.
But I mean, I had a speech therapist, but for me, unfortunately, it didn't had any impact or
Yes.
anything. It was like not a
Yes.
positive experience to me also.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so I believe when,
Um,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
so I would also encourage you to share your experience a bit, you know, like when you came to realize that that you have this problem.
For me, it was not a very negative realization. It's just that I stopped talking and only smile when people ask anything and everything. I just smile
Okay.
and I will not answer any question. So I know what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I was it's just that so that is a kind of realization, I guess, now to think back. It
Yes, right, right.
right,
Mm.
that's my earliest remembrance of uh
Yeah,
knowing
right.
that I and that and also I refrain myself uh from speaking. So
Yes, yes, right.
yeah, because I would also say because before me realizing it, my parents took me to speech therapist. So I know that something is
There.
not if something is different, but somehow I think because of these situation and this thing, I would have understood. And I had a bit of negative experiences when it comes to teachers, uh, because I
Yes,
do remember.
yes.
Yeah, I do remember people. I mean, like when I was selected as leader of the class based on marks, I remember one of the teacher was saying, How could you be the leader?" or something like that. And it
Okay.
just felt so insensitive being a teacher and commenting things like this. It's kind of a
That can be extremely painful.
yeah, I remember
Mhm.
that. I remember that exact class and the face and everything.
Right. I do.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, that.
Right.
So, moving to the next stage of life, which is college, where we all like to try new things. We put ourselves outside and we try to form friendships with people around you, a more stronger friendship, I believe. So, how did you feel? How was your stammering played a role in having that socializing with friends and things like that?
Yeah, I do think it affects our personality to a large extent. I I was very bad a- at least that's what I think. Till my 40s, now I'm in my 40s now. So I think I have taken my time to learn how to socialize with the people. So, so that's a part of that. So, and when I was in my high school and in my plus one, plus two, and when I went to college also, I think I did have friends. I did have, um, but somewhere down the line, I was still a loner. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm able to relate to it.
Mm.
Like in accent, like I was in a part of a group, but
Okay.
somehow I felt like I don't belong there. Like
Yes.
it is that kind of a feel like an
Yeah. Right.
that outsider feel uh, comes
Mm.
with it because we try to because
Mm.
as you know, like speaking is one of the most essential communication, I mean relationship forming thing. So
Mm. Mm.
uh, yeah, but fortunately when I am with my friends,
Mm.
I stammer a little less. So I usually talk a lot. I'm and also a very extroverted person as it in heart. So it's hard for me to not speak. Uh,
Awesome.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so for me, even though I was like that, it's kind of. But if a new member comes, then I'm like back of the
Mm.
class. I mean, like I
Mm.
don't put myself out there and
Right.
take my own time to uh,
Mm.
understand that person and then talk because I might end up hurting myself sometimes. That kind of fear and all comes. Um, yeah, that's the thing.
Right. So I completely agree with you what you are saying. I think that's okay. Yeah.
Um, and then as a woman who stammer, when it comes to forming, I mean, like when it comes to marriage, there's another yeah,
Yes.
it's a whole lot of another set of challenges that we have to face because society expectation of a bride is something you have very double standard expectations are there. So how did you uh, I mean, like how
Mhm.
did you find it like in
Yeah.
the yeah.
See, I mean, it's a falling, getting married, finding a life partner. I think it's a very broad topic. So, and um, I mean, different stammerers have different kind of experiences. Uh, some of them's experiences might be okay. Some of them might not be so okay, and some of them might be even a mix of you know.
Mm.
So it just so we can't just say that uh, so yeah. So when I got married, so I had made it clear that I have a stammering problem, and I also found a partner uh, who also is a PWS. So he is well quali- qualified, and he is he is a BTech from a very good institute, and he is also into finance, and he works in a bank. So uh, uh, it was it's also so basically he expressed his interest in me uh, through metri website, right? And then we both liked each other, and then we got into a relationship. Yeah.
That sounds really,
Yeah.
I mean, finding the right match is something. Uh,
Yeah. So one thing which I want to say it's like it just happens, when the time when everything falls into place, it just happens. I mean, uh, um, uh, many of the PWS that we have in our community, they are very well, very well married and settled, settled. Yeah,
that's good to know.
yeah.
Um,
About
eh,
you, yes, yes,
I'm sorry.
yeah. So I would, uh, so I would like to hear about your experience.
In marriage.
Marriage,
Okay.
yeah.
Mine is something which I did not do that you are bold enough to
Mm.
do, was like I couldn't put myself,
Yeah.
I couldn't, sorry?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't first uh, itself, I couldn't tell my husband that I stammer because
Yes.
uh, I felt because there was a previous prospect with whom I had a phone conversation, and
Okay.
both were non-PWS. Okay. So I had a phone conversation with that person. And during the end of the conversation, I mean, he was staying in abroad, so there was only the phone conversation, and I was struggling to talk certain syllabus, but he was not able to find it out. So at the end of the conversation, I told him that I'm a person who stammer, and his initial reaction, the first reaction was, "Oh, thank God you told me." Okay, and I was like, "Okay, good."
These things can
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And yeah, and then I was like, and then he somehow he reduced the contact, and then it just died.
Yes.
And then I was, and then met my husband. I mean, not met in the, I mean, met my husband in matrimonial website only, and I did not tell him because I don't want people to form quick judgments, because
Yes.
especially if they are non PWF, I I can very much say like they have almost zero awareness of how this works, because
Okay. Okay.
because in my entire school of thousands and thousands of people, only two were
Yes.
having.
Mm.
So imagine
Right.
the
Mm.
exposure that they have is
Mm.
um, very less. So I
Mhm.
did not tell him. So there will be an part of the proposal where the person meet each other. So when their family came, we started conversing, and that was the time when everybody came to know I stammer. I was thinking like I mean, I was handling it quite well, but they found out like this.
Yeah, found. Yeah, yeah. People will uh, actually people will know what with the one word that you say.
Yeah.
But
So
that's okay. Yeah. That's
yeah,
okay.
and then I told them like, yeah, I stammer, and then but since we had the initial conversation, and I'm a very I didn't shy away talking that much, so I talked a lot as usual. So uh, he was fine with it. He had met one or two people who stammer, I guess, and he has a very good respect to them. And
Very
because,
nice. Okay.
yeah, when they present papers, he has seen before marriage, he has seen people with stammer present papers, and how his focus, initially it was stuck on the stammering, and then later it shifted to the content. Like,
Very
we
nice.
think like they are concentrating on the stammer entirely, but the thing is that they also get used to that rhythm, and start focusing on the content.
Great. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm very mean, it's a, I mean, I'm very satisfied to hear what you have told. That people will focus on the content. And after my marriage, when I also used to converse with my in-laws. So I think I used to have very normal conversations with them. So I think stammering was hardly a part of the game, because they knew that she is a well educated girl, and she is also, and then afterwards I also took up a job after we after I came to Muscat. So and then I think people do have a acceptance for
Yeah. Yes.
him.
Yes. Um, so how your involvement with TISA um, has helped you to handle these kind of challenges, and
Yeah.
how is the mutual relationship between you and TISA? I would like to know.
Yeah, so basically, I I was struggling, I was struggling big time. I had seen TISA's website almost in 2012, but I didn't feel that it's very interesting, and I don't know why I did that. So after almost 9 years, I went to the website and I approached them. So after that, it was a beautiful experience for me. So before that, wasn't doing much as far as my speech is concerned. I was a part of Toastmasters in Muscat for 3 years, and I I was not finding it very interesting. I was not taking part in any activities, and it was mostly a drag for me. And then after that, I started doing yoga, and I also did a instructor level 6 month course in yoga. And I was trying to find my answers, how I can cure my speech, you know. And then, uh, but still, I was finding it tough to. I did not have the confidence to talk in front of many people at so when I came to TISA, I saw there was a big shift. There was a big shift. So once I did TOP, uh, TOPG, which is a course which is offered by Sate Indra sir, I was able to talk in the very confidently and very um, freely in the Zoom meetings, and my anxiety to talk with the strangers, with the doctors, uh, appro- in approaching different kind of people also went away. Yeah.
That's I mean, being a new member, I mean, I know what TISA is doing, what wonderful job TISA is doing, but to to listen to members, I mean, how directly from them is something, you know, makes I mean, makes me wonder like I should have joined much earlier, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly like that. Yes.
yeah. That's nice. So, speaking of Toastmasters, in our
Mhm.
earlier correspondence, you mentioned a sentence like everybody wanted to help you, uh, but you could not help yourself. And I
Yeah.
found it so profound when you said that because it's so they see like what how we stammer as a struggle sometimes, and they want to help us.
Yes, yes,
And then we know how internalized this problem is, so
yes,
we have to and
yes,
have another journey within ourselves to uh, to be comfortable with that in the first
Yes,
place.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, can you please explain to that? Like, it's a
Yeah,
very
so
profound thought process.
yes, yes, yes. So I do agree with you. So you know what? You can see the big shift. You know. So when I was going to Toastmasters, so I was the only person who used to stand. So whenever my turn for giving a project used to come, I had roughly 6 minutes to deliver my speech, and I would speak so slow. I would be so breathless, that I, I would hardly be able to speak a few lines, and then they were yeah. Uh, so every yeah. So one of them, everybody would try to enc- encourage me, like to, like giving me some gestures, like this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Go on, go on.
I understand that completely.
and uh, and um, and um, many of them would say that that I was a source of inspiration for them. So so it was uh, difficult for me to relate to them. So afterwards, when I came to TISA, I mean, it was like you know what? It was like uh, 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 festival for um, because everybody here is uh, is 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 like so and we are also learning the best things, to to handle this.
I'm sorry, the last sentence that you said, I
Yeah,
couldn't hear.
uh, and we are learning the best uh, best techniques to uh, uh, handle this. Yeah. So, I mean, it was totally different and a very empowering experience.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, um I was also was a part of a Toastmaster club in my office.
Right, right.
And the only time I was able to talk without thinking about stammering is they give a table topic, right? Like you have
Yes.
to talk on the spot. That is the only time I will be forgetting about my stammer
Right.
and concentrating on the thing that is there to talk immediately. That I really loved doing actually. Anything
Great.
which is prepared and speaking. That's
Yes.
why when I introduce yourself, I was stammering more, because when I prepare myself to
Mhm.
tell something, when I know what I'm going to say, I stammer more. It's like that.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, right. So you were much uh, better able to handle it when you had a impromptu when you had an impromptu, right? Right.
Mm. Mm. So it's like everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the takeaway. Um, so you have also mentioned in our previous correspondence that uh, it took you contemplation, effort, and knowledge to move from a loner to a community-oriented person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that oh my God, that's another thing which made me think about quite a lot. Um, so can you elaborate on that? Because it's a very unique and very subjective and very personal experience, I suppose. Um,
Yeah.
so please, if you can.
Yeah, so basically, when I was in Toastmasters, I was mostly lone loner. So every other person would take the responsibility for organizing the events. There were many different e- e- events which were taking place in the Toastmasters, and many of them were extremely occupied with the Toastmasters work. I mean, uh, I know them that they would sit till midnight, preparing for the next Toastmaster event. But I never used to feel connect. So I don't, and I didn't know uh, why. But because I uh, so after I came to TISA, I start I started communicate communicating more with the people. You know, uh, I had more talks with the members of the community, and I also attended one or two SHE when I went to Chandigarh because I belong to that place. So when I used to go there, I talk on the phone with all the uh, 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 members, and so it helps me to develop a community based mindset. And I also from TISA, I also learned that a, a person's progress becomes uh, many times faster when you do things to to when you do things together. So I so um so and I also uh, used to wonder why I was alone. I mean, why I was not able to develop a connection with the people. So this thing helped me, and I definitely became much more social. And now I don't face any kind of hesitation in talking with my friends and others. I think it's good. Yeah. Mhm. So, what about you? So, what about you?
Uh, in the sense in uh,
Um,
community
yes,
related.
yes.
Okay. I I mean, like, for me, more than community in the sense like, uh, I for me, since my hearing is also an issue, of late I'm finding it very difficult to uh, operate in a group, because I can't hear I mean, half of the conversation people are having.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
only now I'm having started to find it difficult to socialize, to be honest. Before, there was I mean, there was a sweet period where I was, uh, it was only the beginning of my hearing loss. And that time I had a good friend circle and all. Like, yeah, that was as a community, in the sense like I have not belonged to any group or like any society or like that kind of. I have not participated and not a member of any kind of community, to be honest. It's just that friends and uh, yeah, acquaintance and friends are the community that I have. This is the first time, this and the uh, British Stammering Association is my first exposure um, to her community-based uh, I mean, encounters. And when it comes to theater is like a course. It's like it's like a class of like 20 or 30, and after the course gets over, then we all went in our own direction. So
okay.
only it was only a short amount of time, so I could not able to. There, we were too much into the theater production rather than forming any strong relationship or like
Mhm,
uh,
mhm.
friendship.
Okay.
That was not there at that time. So yeah,
Uh,
my
so I would definitely love to ask you that what all things you did in the theater, and what was your experience?
oh, I mean, I have to thank the teacher. I mean, he is no more now.
Okay.
Uh, I owe him a lot. Because of
Mhm.
him, one of my dream
Yes.
came through, because I always uh,
Right.
wanted to. I have always wanted to do. I mean, be in dramatics classes when I was young, and I never. get any part because of my stammering. And I was so worried about stammering that I couldn't get into the character. But when I learned acting as a in a proper way, when I learned to get into a character, I was not stammering. It was like as if I became another person or something
Yes,
like
yes,
that. I think many actors who
yes,
stammer have that kind of
yes, yes.
escapism or whatever it is. Um, so yeah, I never thought I would be able to do it, and I was able to do it. And he encouraged quite well. I mean, like he was. It's a very pleasant and overwhelming experience for me. Mm, yeah.
Mhm. I would like to explore it more at a later time. Time. I would like to
Yeah.
know about it some other time.
Actually, it really uh, makes you think how you view stammer, because when you realize, like, if you get into a character and if you don't stammer, it becomes like a very much like a mirror to you, like a
Awesome.
why it is happening. That question
Yeah,
comes.
and yeah, so in TISA, na, actually they encourage us to do um, role role play. So yeah, so I think I will definitely try something with you. So we can do it as a group
Yeah,
activity.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be nice experience. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and then I want to ask one final question. Like, uh, I want to ask about your experience exclusively when it comes to women who stammer. Like, how did you? Is there any specific instances where you felt being a woman who stammer being uh, uh, different from man who stammer, I mean, men who stammer, or like, do you think there is difference in how we process the emotions associated with stammering, or um, can you reflect on those uh,
Yes.
experiences? Yeah.
So basically, as far as the education and the career is concerned, I don't feel that there is any difference. I mean, a little bit I'd be there, but that is almost ne- negligible. So, because now all the since the last I think 3 decades or so, parents are very focused on educating their children well. So, and a girl is well educated, so her experiences will be the same like that of um, a man who is well educated. So uh, I feel that other than gender, the education has a role to play. So and there are people who stammer and irrespective of their gender, they have done very well um, in their uh, aid, in their um, in their career careers. So, and so, and as far as the marriage is concerned, yeah, you might face some things, but I think that it is mostly the same for the man and a woman. And a woman.
Okay. Okay. I mean, just wanted to understand
Yes, yes, yes.
perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would like if any of the participants would like to ask questions or comments. I think uh, I'm able to really flow.
Yes. So we have two, uh, 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 three. So we have three audiences here today.
Yeah. So if there are any questions, yes, I think we have. Yes, Kushagra, can you please, yeah, any?
Yes. Hi, ma'am. Yes, it was a great podcast. Thank you for sharing your experience with stammering. So I'm from East Delhi, and I'm currently working as a junior scientist here. I don't stammer very often, but yes. So I joined this group that because recently after starting my new job, I tended to notice that I used to stammer after I speak to some a person who's some higher authority or my boss. So I thought I could work on it. So yes, thank you for sharing. Uh, thank you for sharing your experience. So in this podcast, I just noticed that you were talking about theater and music and how it helped you with stammering. So I haven't tried theater before. So, can you like advise me any good theater groups you may know which I can join? Any online or offline classes that can probably be helpful. Uh,
Uh, I'm not quite sure about online classes, but I
okay,
have in Bangalore there is a. I mean, I learned from a person from a eminent theater artist, but I mean, he's no more. But that class is now taken over by some of his students. They are also very good uh, teacher when it comes to uh, theater, and they were helping me throughout the process when I learned.
mm,
So I'm not quite sure whether it's there in Delhi or like whether it's online, but I can inquire and let you know. I'll put it on TISA group, or I will share it with Rohil or Harish about this. I surely
okay,
thank
ma'am. Sure, sure, ma'am. Okay,
you.
ma'am. I also wanted to share that recently I came to know about this technique called it's called orchestration. So it's basically like when we try to speak, if we speak in a flow as we're playing a musical beat in our head and we are speaking to that beat. So I actually found that helpful, and yeah, so I would like to just share this technique in this podcast.
Sure, sure, sure,
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you. Thank you. That's actually makes sense. Like when we put our own rhythm to the to how we talk, it helps. Like I think one of the podcasts that I saw, I forgot the name. He spoke about rhythm uh, with Rohil. I think Rohil was the interviewer. Um, I forgot in TISA only. I
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the person. He spoke about having a founding his own rhythm in
Mhm.
speaking, which
Oh,
actually helped.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
okay,
Thank
thank you,
thank you.
Shikha, thank you. Srinath, you were
Yes, yes, yeah.
okay.
This is Srinath. I mean, I am from uh, and give me a minute. This is what happens. So yeah, since like I haven't spoken even a word throughout this podcast. So this is a situation usually I face even when I talk to any stranger or anyone. So my
Yes.
question is
Right.
to Deepika.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, think like if you are not a stammerer, then do you think your life would have been in the better stage?
Um, well, I would presently see, I would like to say that if you look at the people who do not stammer also, they also have a lot of struggles. So we have our own struggles, but uh, um, different different people, they also have pro- um, uh, problems. Yeah. So I do feel bad. Yeah, I do feel bad, but I think it gives us a opportu- opportunity
Definitely.
to, yeah, opportunity to work hard and to and to uh, and to find a and to find a better niche for us. You know, like I, every day I find myself struggling. You know, I would want to do something which is which has a impact. You know, but so my struggle as a sta as a stammer stammerer has uh, taught me to uh, uh, work, work hard and to be pers persistent, you know, and to be persistent. Mhm.
Actually, that was wonderfully said, Deepika, because one thing is to when you said like we fail and we try to overcome
Yeah.
it day by day,
Mhm.
everyday life, and we find it difficult to
Mhm.
uh, constantly put ourselves out there, and then
Yes.
again fail and again have the braveness
Mhm.
to come and speak again. That's kind of I think that gives the kind of a strength,
Yeah,
mental strength that others might not have it, because
have them.
it,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yeah. So I think as a uh, 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 as a community, we do have the resource, resources to be, to work hard and to be successful person. Yes.
Yeah. And Srinath, I would also tell you that it is a very great tool to judge others. You know, when you stammer and when you see people how they react to the stammer, we can easily understand what kind of a person they,
Mm.
you know, I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes, yes,
So
correct. That's right.
yeah, so it helps in many ways. To me, I always take it in a positive sense because people remember you, one thing, and other thing is that you can understand the person easily. We can, if they are judging, even we can form our own judgment, like whether how they are able to handle these kind of things now. So I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, honestly, uh, saying. I would not trade. I trade at all.
Yeah, so as Sir says that and we have to learn to celebrate our step, step, and to laugh it out at the end of the day.
I have to thank you, Deepika, for agreeing to this podcast, and I am really grateful that you accepted the invitation and have a very heartful conversation about this. Uh, hope we have more. I genuinely know that we have more to talk about. We should have
Yes.
another podcast later and talk about so many other things that we spoke in our, I mean, emails and other stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to another meeting with you sooner.
Yeah, I'm so. I think when we come together, I think it's a very empowering experience for us. You know, so I also feel empowered. You know, you feel so good that and you belong to a family where we all have the same um, um, gel, challenges, you know, and they are moving ahead in a very um, fo- 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 focused way.
Yeah, and a very consistent effort also, as you always quote. It needs a consistent, constant effort from everyone. Thank you, Deepika.